this particular model of Valiant can be clutch started even though it's an automatic. Can you explain how that works, Jeff?
Yeah, that's right, Dave. This particular model comes out with a twin pump torque flight automatic transmission, the American torque flight. The idea is that you turn the ignition on and then you get the car up to about 35 mile per hour and it should start in first gear. This is how it works. We'll just try it. So that's not running now, you can see by the oil light. Now we'll put it into first gear. Away she goes.
Beautiful.
Off he goes. So quite a useful little invention, Dave, especially back then, if you had a flat battery or whatever. You know.
Well, Jeff, give us a bit of background into the Val.
All right, Dave. It's a 1965 model, AP6 V8, the first Australian V8, or the first V8 in an Australian car. And they're quite advanced for their time. 273 V8, torque flight automatic transmission. And a 323-to-1 differential.
So Jeff, what sort of suspension has the car got?
Yeah, well, they have torsion bar front suspension and leaf spring rear suspension. The beauty of the torsion bar front suspension being that you could raise or lower the car at any time just by turning two 3/4 size bolts on the lower control arms. The beauty of this was, of course, you could bring it down lower for handling, or if you wanted the real comfy ride, you could bring it up, that real cushioning effect.
So anything about the engine you can tell us, and can you give us a look at the engine?
Yeah, I'll give you a look, Dave. This particular car I bought from an old retired doctor. He's had it nearly since new, and as you see, the car at the moment is actually filthy. It's been raining today and it's quite dirty, but as you see, the car is how I actually bought it. Old John, who used to own it, used to look after it fastidiously, and quite an obsession really. So as you see, the car is exactly how I bought it. As you can see, it's in remarkable condition. It only has 75,000 original miles on the clock. And I'll give you a look in the engine bay. Now the engine bay is not as pretty as the rest of the car, but it's totally original. I haven't even degreased it or anything.
Tell us a bit about the engine, Jeff.
Yes, well, it's all thoroughly original. This engine bay, Dave. It's totally unrestored, as you can see. It's the only part on the car really that needs a bit of attention. Really, the rest's still like brand new. Just needs a bit of a paint work done underneath here, but it's all totally authentic and original. You've got the original brake booster here, and this is your wiper washer unit. Now this goes to a foot pedal in the car that's like a water pistol, more or less. That's the only way I can think of explaining it. You just push your foot up and down on the rubber thing inside the car, which just squirts the water to your windscreen. So it's like almost like a water pistol effect, very advanced. And they have the old single reservoir master cylinder, as you can see. So I mean, you know, that's one improvement I guess they've had over the years in the cars, is they've got the dual one where it's a lot safer if something does go wrong. But the beauty of it is, Dave, as you can see, it's all there and it's all original. It still has the original element type oil filter, where you slide the little element inside here for your oil. And the old original, you can see there, part of the original sticker there where it said 273 V8. So that's what it is. It's a solid lifter, 273 V8. And quite a nippy little engine, quite a revvy little engine in this light car. It goes quite well. And, very smooth. The car itself, as I said, is just totally unrestored and original, and has only 75,000 miles on it in all these years, and it's now 1997, so that's quite a feat. And to drive the car is just like brand new. There's no driveline noise. It's just smooth as silk, even though it has solid lifters, which is amazing. It's just an amazing car. They just last very well.
Tell us a bit about the body of the car, Jeff, the shape.
Yeah, Yeah, Dave, well, as you can see, you just can't get cars like this anymore. I mean, the fantastic classic shape is still a favourite today with a lot of people, and they still are a magnificent car to look at, you know, style-wise, and lines, the lines in the body, as you can see up here, it's fantastic, the styling that's gone into them, you know. And there was a lot of boldness back then too, whereas being the first Australian V8, of course, they made sure they let everyone know it with this huge V8 badge on the front fender here. So it's of course, it's the original white vinyl roof here. Probably could do with a bit of a clean, but as I say, this is just as the car has always been. It hasn't had much attention. It's just simply been looked after. And even inside, as you can see, the upholstery is still quite lovely. And quite a stylish dash. You know, the whole car is quite a classic. As you can see, Dave, even the boot's original, all totally authentic and original. Even these, in here, if you look in here, these original side light material covers in here to prevent denting the guards from the inside out. Original jack, bumper jack, and even the spare fan belt.
Jeff, so all in all, how do you sort of mark this car? How does it stack up compared to the other Valiants you've had?
Well, I'd have to say, Dave, there's one word to explain it. I'd say classic. It's just a very it has a lot of history. This particular model car in Australia, it was, like I said, being the first V8 Australian car, and at the time was considered a real powerhouse, quite a performance car, and some people sort of think that it probably was the first true Aussie muscle car or performance car in Australia. And it did not have disc brakes, so it has power boosted drum brakes, but they're ventilated all round, and most people say that it had no right to stop like it did with the brakes it's got.
Alright, so what sort of money can you pick these up for now?
Well, Dave, the amazing thing is the Chryslers, for some reason, have always had quite a low market value. So value for money is a big plus with these cars. This particular model, in this condition, would normally go, they are listed in the car listings for about $8,500 in A1 condition, similar to this car. So if you look at what you've got and the low mileage you've got on these sort of cars and the solid car you've got, I mean, it's a classic. You know, for that sort of money, it's quite a steal.